It has been a most enjoyable evening, and I started out with the Gooderidge and Williams high rye whiskey, which basically was 50% rye and 50% winter wheat. Then I moved over to a Ben Rye 10-year-old, which was fantastic. Beautiful whiskey. And then I went to the Aaron port cask finish, which was also delicious. And I had a couple of whiskeys in between those, while I was editing and while the videos were being shrunken and set up in such a way that they could be uploaded to YouTube. Then, after all of that, I had a mellow corn just to get into the spirit of what I'm going to do now. This will be my last whiskey of the night. This bottle started out as a Jack Daniel's single barrel select Tennessee whiskey. It was 47% alcohol by volume. It was not the cask strength one. I thought it was okay, but not wonderful. And then I made an infinity bottle. I forget how long ago it was that I had that bourbon or that Tennessee whiskey. 3-4 years ago maybe. And every bourbon that I had since then has gone into this. And every American rye that I've had since then has gone into this. And maybe a few Canadian ryes have found their way into it. So this is an infinity bottle. It has a real cork, and it has, well, maybe if you add up 4 years of drinking American whiskey and a few Canadian ryes in there, that's what's in this bottle. I'm gonna try it. I haven't had any from this in a while. This is my Bourbon and Rye Infinity bottle, with a few Canadian whiskeys thrown in for the hell of it. Yeah, it's about 4 years since I started this one. I'm not sure. I'd have to look and see when I actually did the Jack Daniel's single barrel select. It's been a while anyway. Right away, I get those classic bourbon notes. I get a little bit of brown sugar. I get some of that cherry. And some vanilla, some caramel. A little bit of dill. Just a little bit. What have we got for the legs, if any at all? What do you see? What do I see? I see drops forming and slowly going down the glass. I don't know what the actual alcohol by volume is of this, but I'm guessing it's somewhere between 45 and 55. I'm getting some of the corn sweetness. Don't forget there is some mellow corn in there. I'm getting some of the rye spice. I'm getting a little bit of everything that makes a bourbon special. It smells delicious. Vanilla, honey, spiciness, caramel. What's not to like? Oh, I have almost run out of water. Ah, I should get another glass of water before I finish this. Yeah, let's do that. I'll take a little break here and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back-ish. I have a full glass of water and I still have my bourbon and rye infinity bottle pour. Once again, moving into that rye spice. Some vanilla, some caramel, some of that corn sweetness happening. A little bit of everything, corn and rye and bourbon and even some Canadian rye. Whole bunch of things in this infinity bottle. Whole bunch of good things. All I've done so far is smell it, right? Well, I'm going to taste it soon. I'm going to have a little bit of water. This has Jim Beam. This has Wild Turkey. This has Heaven Hill. This has some Alberta Premium, I'm sure. This has a little bit of, I'm getting that, a little bit of cherry now. It's quite an experience. And I have the only bottle of it that exists exactly in this configuration. Because I made it myself. That's the beauty about infinity bottles. It's a unique thing. It's a creation. I like infinity bottles. Let's taste it. Oh, this is delicious. I get cherries and cherry syrup mixed with the vanilla, a thick vanilla. It's like having a cherry cola with vanilla ice cream floating on it. Delicious. I'm getting quite a bit of rye spice from the many ryes that have gone into it, both American and Canadian ryes in the times that it's been in production. You get cherries again. I get cream. Some people get fruit from bourbons and ryes. I don't. I get spices. I get vanillas. I get cherries. I get some caramel sometimes. This infinity bottle is just wonderful. I'm glad I started making these infinity bottles of different kinds of whiskeys from different regions. And this one is from the old south of the United States of America, excluding Texas. I don't believe I've had any. Well, there was one Texas whiskey maybe that went into this. And that's the. Do I have any left? I don't think so. I think it's gone. There was a Texas. What is that? Yeah, there was a Texas whiskey in here, but only one, and it was called Yellow Rose. That's gone. All the other Texas whiskeys are not represented here. Hopefully someday more Texas whiskeys will be available in my neck of the woods, but they're not at the moment. Meanwhile, I can enjoy this mashup of bourbons and American ryes with a hint of Canadian rye in there as my bourbon and rye infinity bottle. And yeah, I will add other things to it as I acquire them or as I open them up after having acquired them. I have a few whiskeys that I haven't tried yet. Some of them might end up in here. But as it is, it smells very pleasant. It's easy enough drinking, despite the 45 to 50 estimated alcohol by volume. There's a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of spiciness. It's really good. And I'm glad that I made it. So much for self-indulgence. To your very good health.
Foodquig.
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 Yeah.